everywhere, across social media platforms, celebrating you for something very unique. You are gifted in dance. I'm breathing, I'm trying to catch my breath. I don't know how you do it. Ordinarily, how would you introduce yourself?
Yo, what up, skater? I ain't DaVinci all the way from the +234 Nigeria, you know what I'm saying? We're live here in the 254. Can't hear, you know what it is.
Is it your first time here?
Yes, it is.
Tell me about it. Have they welcomed you very well?
Firstly, they really welcomed me, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, and the ambience is cool. I've been here for 2 days now, and I can say that Kenya is the calmest place I've ever been to.
Yeah, you can say that again.
Yeah.
Have they introduced you to a beautiful lady, something like that? Have they given you a Kenyan name?
No.
Do you want a Kenyan lady? Okay, well, yeah, let's talk about other things. How did you get into dance? Because so many people want to get to know, how did you meet movement in dance? I know there's a little bit of history. Yeah. Your father is one key component of how you got into music, got into dance.
Yes.
Talk to us a little bit about that.
Okay, so I come from a family of four boys with a mother and father. My father was a musician. Played in church, played with artists. My mom was a dancer.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, she was.
No, I'm kidding.
No. She used to be a dancer in a youthful age, you know, and she was one of the basic, what's it called? What's the English for it? Jesus Christ. Just one I could watch, you know.
Just saying.
She influenced me a lot, you know, because whenever we danced at home, you know, my father would play the guitar, and my mom would dance a little, and then I would dance, and then my brothers would dance. I used to dance for my family, mostly, and then, you know, when I get punished, and they're like, you're not going to eat today, you go out of the house.
Go and dance.
You know?
No.
But there'll be a party around, and I'm like, oh, you don't want to give me food? I'm going to eat at the party. I'm going to go dance, you know, competitions, and then that was how, you know, I grew to like it for dance, because watching Michael Jackson, TVs.
What's your Michael Jackson move?
The best one?
Just one. Hit me with one. Oh yeah, you're showing off. One thing about you is that you fuse so many different styles on how you move. The best thing is, even if we want to say that you do a particular genre, we would definitely be lying, because you do like a myriad of things. How would you describe your style? And of course, how do you fuse it with the rest of the wild style of dance?
Yeah, for those who didn't know, I started with crumping. Yeah, I used to love
People don't know what crumping is. So when you explain dance, you have to like...
Okay, I started with, you know, very hard, you know, way of dancing, because it let me, you know, speak my aggressions into movement, right? But then I encountered Afro, or African dance, as I would call it, you know, and there's something with being an African and doing African dance. It's like second nature to me, you know. Yeah. So I just let go of the crumping, and I knew that this was it for me. But then one of the things that made me stick to it is the fact that whenever I dance, I dance from here. If I do not feel it, I ain't gonna dance it.
You're not gonna do it, man.
Yes, and I call my style Afro Soul. It's basically a blend of different styles, but with African dance as the major and the bedrock of everything. Yeah,
that's really exciting. I know Nigeria is very competitive. You're hot today, tomorrow you're not.
Say that again.
You're hot today. A 16-year-old is now taking over.
Facts.
And you guys have something called numbers. How do you make sure that you're still in touch with the people you started with? Because, for example, there's your day one fan, who's maybe a very good dancer. Maybe they started with you when you're doing cramp, and then into other forms of dance, you know? How do you make sure that you get to maintain that contact with your people? In as much as now, we're going to talk about the global takeover. So how do you make sure that you're still in touch with people?
One of the things I believe is the fact that whatever got you to the top is what will keep you at the top. You know, so even with the popularity and then being global and everything, I try my best to go back to the hometown, pay my tributes, you know, pay my respects, you know, hang out with the people. That is the place where I get my inspiration most of the time. You know, going to the big parties, everybody's chilling, drinking, sipping on some champagne and all that. But when you go to the hood, they get crazy. And if they get crazy,
you get the water.
Yes, that is it. From the coconut. From the coconut.
Yes. Now, one thing I love about you is that you have a sense of humility, but you're such a big star. You just won something internationally. I want you to make an announcement about it. I saw you rip someone apart in a dance of freestyle, and you're like, oh yeah, bring the title. Oh yeah, stop what you're doing. Give me the crown.
Oh my God.
How are you able to do that? And congratulations, man.
Thank you so much. Well, I will not lie, big props to everyone who taught me, who showed me how to do what I know how to do best. Big shout out to my instructors, to Dance Zero Training Foundation. Big shout out to Freestyle Friday, which is an event in Nigeria where they harness the raw authenticity of dancers, and then you're there, you can show off yourself. They give us an avenue to do whatever I want to do. And also big shout out to Red Bull Nigeria and the Red Bull Global, for the opportunity to shine, in that competition.
And of course, globally, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Being in South Africa was would I say a dream come true? Because I didn't even dream about it,
What do you mean you didn't even dream about it?
So this is the thing, right? I never thought I was ever going to go international. I felt like, I'm going to be big in my country and then, do
that's
whatever.
it.
And that's it.
So how did you get the call up until you got to a level where now everyone across the world is now aping and imitating? Because now, if you're the champion, everyone is stealing your material.
True.
From when you started when you're 9 years.
True.
Everyone is going to steal your material up until when you won the competition. So how did you get to a point where now you're taking whatever you've built from home and taking it to the next level?
Well, social media is a very huge plays a very huge part in that. Having Instagram and being able to show yourself not just to your your society, your present society, but to every other person in the world. I feel like that also was a very big part of it. And then also trying to push the culture. I'm not trying to do another man's culture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Push what I know about the African culture out there, and then competing even in a place where it did not seem like I could thrive.
Yeah.
Right? I think I was the second African dance person in the whole competition.
Yeah.
The other person was popping, locking, housing, whatever.
Yeah.
And it seemed like, he's just here to play.
Yo, I have more than 101 questions to ask. And of course, you have a session this weekend. I'd like you to invite people over. Also, talk a little bit about Triple Threat. Because, tell us about it. Just a little bit about it. Let's make the announcement about the weekend.
The Triple Threat Dance Crew. Well, these guys are my brothers. They were my friends, but now they are my blood, right? We went to the same dance school together, and then we found ourselves, we have different styles that we do. And one of the things that brought us together was the competitive lifestyle of Nigeria, because you have everybody doing massive things, and it's like, you can do your stuff alone, you can do stuff alone. But they say, if you want to go places, you go alone. If you want to go far, you got to go with people, and we found each other and we decided to come up. And then, trust me, as a single dancer or a soloist, the three of us are threats.
Yeah, you're crazy.
They're actually threats, yes.
And then now you're a team.
Now you're a team.
It's a team of three?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about, what's the name? What's their names?
Balogu Jerry, a.k.a. BJ Maya, is a popper. It's in fact a self-renowned popper from Nigeria. He has gone places. He also won the second year after I won.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I won 2022. He won 2023. And the third person called Charlie Brown, or Charles Eze, popularly known as Rage, won 2024.
Yeah.
So back to back.
Back to back. 22,
BJ Maya,
24.
and then Rage.
You guys are showing off. Weekends. How do we come see you? How do we participate? How do we make sure that we get to just get to learn from you? I can tell you for free. I'll pay for a private session. Okay. I can't come and embarrass myself in front of champions. So this weekend, what's happening?
So the 26th of April is going down, or will I say it's going up?
It's going up.
It's going up at the Mara Mall, Nairobi. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to learn a lot of things. We're going to share a lot of things. It's going to be a massive exchange of energy from me and many other instructors. We have Quincy, we have Verb, we have Willie, we have Mandy. Look, you don't want to miss this, right? Rebel Dancer Style workshop is happening, and if you miss it, you might have just missed Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
You missed Christmas. Right now, we want to make sure that your evening is even bigger and better. Hashtag Hey Aseli. That's all you need to do. Make sure we get to support King DaVinci. Follow me at Brian_Aseli. DJ E on the decks. Onwano Minto is on the other side. We're going to make sure that you get to experience him even more. That we have great artists coming through. We have Elijah Chitaka from Uganda. Also, we have La Rumba. We're getting back into the music and, of course, more fun right here on The Trend. CC out.
All right.